Where do we need to put more effort?
UZEPA being an export promotions authority, its voice would be clear, would be loud enough to reach various sectors, because most of the people think that halal is for Muslims, of which it is not true, because this industry is for everyone once you're able to comply.
This positions the Uganda Halal Bureau for Brunei entry and future GCC breakthroughs, catapulting Ugandan exporters into high-value international standards-compliant trade lines.
Us reaching this level is basically a confirmation that Uganda has moved, not just in the certifying sector, but in the manufacturing space, that we have moved to a level where our products can access these markets, both in quality, in food safety, and in halal, because those three things must always be in tandem.
Malaysia represents a structured opportunity of heavy food import reliance that meets Uganda's agro-processing push. Halal certification becomes exporters' golden ticket to premium pricing in Southeast Asia's structured market.
We need to move from participation in these expos, trade fairs, and other economic and commercial diplomacy interventions to results.
Beyond compliance, recognition validates Uganda's quality systems for risk-averse buyers. UZEPA is bridging certification gaps that block billions in exports. This positions Uganda's $1.5 billion agri-exports for halal premiumization amid Africa Free Continental Free Trade Area and global Islamic economic growth. Wadulo Arnold Mark for UBC News.
Very much.
Good morning. It's a Friday, and that story right there is about the Uganda Halal Bureau that has secured game-changing recognition from Malaysia's JAKIM as an official foreign halal certification body, unlocking doors to one of the world's biggest halal import markets, thanks to UZEPA's strategic facilitation. It's a Friday. Whew. That day you get to take a sigh of relief as you welcome the weekend where you get to take some rest. It's good morning, Uganda. And Robert here is asking me if at all there is some money. That's where I'm taking into the weekend. But let me first definitely get the whole team on board as we welcome you to this Friday edition of Good Morning Uganda. My name is Julie F. Nataba, Joan Murunji, and Robert Chirabo Nyonyintono. Good morning, Joan.
Good morning, Julie, and welcome to your morning, you our viewers. Indeed, it is a Friday and the third day of Ramadan and the Lenten season. Here on GMU, it is always a special edition. I always add that word, special edition, because we get to loosen up a bit so that we can have something a bit lighter from Monday up to Thursday. So go out there and enjoy the weekend like it owes you something, so that the HR department can have something to do on Monday when you come up with stories on Monday. So the HR department is kept busy. Why didn't you attend work? You see, you know. Anyways, good morning.
Indeed, a good morning to you too. Robert, good morning.
A lovely morning to you, Judy.
It's interesting that all of us are still dressed in shades of blue.
Yeah, like when was it, on Tuesday? Wednesday.
Yes.
And of course, for me having gone to the gym, so you can soon 6 packs are on the way. But otherwise, how are you, Joe? You're fine?
The 6 packs.
You're
Do you know
fine.
what the 6 packs are?
Good morning. How are you, Joe?
I'm well. How are you, Robert?
I'm fine. Are you fasting? Are you fasting?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
You're fasting?
Yes.
What are you fasting?
No, that is sacred.
Otherwise, it is good that
I have some breadcrumbs here.
It is Friday, and of course we are here to listen up, like my friends, my partners in crime did say. And of course, this week has had a number of stories.
That's true.
And I want to start with the story of the week, in my opinion. Now, this is another saint who died because of love. Bukenya Martin, an 18-year-old.
You're calling him a saint?
You know,
or are you misplacing words?
There are people who have died because of love, and one of them is Saint Valentine's. We are told it was a trying moment, and they refused to wed new couples, and he went ahead and did that. Now he was killed.
All right.
Because it was time for seriousness. Men were challenged by that period. They needed them to fight, to concentrate on war and all that. So St. Valentine, in one of the books they say, continued. So he was killed because of love. Now, among the many people who have been killed because of love is this young man, Martin Bukenya in Matuga Mabanda, who was playing around with someone's daughter of 17 years. And the father found him at home, locked the house, and disciplined him mercilessly, ending up to him going and meeting his creator. Now this story has sparked a lot of mixed feelings and reactions. Some say the man acted overboard. Now others say, of course there's no justification to kill somebody, because even rebels in Uganda face the wrath of the law. So there's no justification to kill somebody. But some stories developing, I was watching a story by the defense of the village. It says so much about parents and parenting. How do you tell me your mother and your son can sleep outside your home at 18 years and still in school? This guy had joined senior 6. He joined the school in senior 5, he had gone to senior 6. How do you tell me your father? The mother, I hear, went to Saudi Arabia to work. For you, you work on trips, you come back maybe once in a while, and it is the 17-year-old entirely running the home. When the headmaster of the girl came out and said, because she was on camera, the director of the school, that this girl even came, we always asked her to bring her parents on certain, but she would give us numbers that are not on. She had issues of fees. Finally, we let her go. Because a process that in our school, you must bring your parents. So for me, the story came to us parents. We need to be serious parents. Because at the end of the day, you pay. Because the father, yes, you're looking for money. So you're working far from home. Maybe you return once in a month. Then the mother also left the family to go to Saudi Arabia or the Arab whatever to work. So it speaks so much about parenting, dear parents.
In this day and age.
You need the money, but also you may gather stones and leave the diamond.
But from a witness account, a man, the neighbor to that family said, as the boy was meeting his death, he made a statement of in Uganda. He said, "Ndaba ne mama yanegana." My mom neglected me. So it's been that he felt no sense of belonging from his home, and so he decided to seek some comfort from this home. So I think the girl,
like many men.
Yes, any child, maybe not many men. So
children.
I think the child tried to seek some support from a family. You know, when you have a friend at school and they'll be like, "You can come home. My dad is never around." You instead of being, neglected at home. So the mother. Allegedly, the mother had neglected the child. So that is how he got frustrated.
Anyways, it's a sad story indeed. John, quickly, in just a minute, what are you looking at?
Of course, I just have the National Labour Force Survey that revealed youth unemployment standing at 16.5% higher in urban areas and among graduates. And also the 2025 State of Ugandan Population Report shows that nearly 1 in 4 Ugandans is affected by mental health challenges. That is nearly 24% of adults and 23% of children. This was revealed by Honorable Amos Lugolobi. And they are affected by conditions like depression, poverty, unemployment, anxiety. And when you look at the funding gap or the funding status, Uganda has fewer than 1 psychiatrist for per million people. So that is the deficit or the shortage of psychiatrists that we do have. So whenever you meet someone, try to be nice, because 1 out of 4 people is quite a huge number for us to deal with the fact that we do not even have enough experts to deal with these conditions of mental health. So mental health is a big challenge when it comes to Uganda.
Indeed, very true indeed. And from the stories that Robert and John have looked at, it also shows you where are the parents lagging, what steps, what balls are being dropped by those who are nurturing these kids. Because why is it in this generation that the mental health crisis amongst the young is dire and high? eye at that. For that particular boy who passed away, it's evident enough that he also was suffering his own depression. Yes, at that point. Anyways, sad indeed. We know Kwedako in that regard, in regards to parenting. Now, on that note, let's have a look at what we have on the local scene.
Well, I begin with President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who has assented to 3 new laws amended aimed at strengthening regulation in Uganda's construction, housing, finance and valuation sector. The president signed the Building Control Amendment Act 2025, the Mortgage Refinance Institutions Act 2025 and the Valuation Act 2025 at State House in Entebbe. The Building Control Amendment Act introduces tougher penalties for illegal construction and non-compliance with approved building standards. Under the Mortgage Refinance Institutions Act, the Bank of Uganda is now mandated to regulate mortgage refinance institutions, strengthening oversight of the housing finance sector and supporting access to long-term housing finance. The Valuation Act 2025 provides for the establishment of an institute of certified valuers to regulate professional standards and the regulation of valuers across the country. Residents of Nsambya Estate in Machindia are living in fear following an eviction notice issued by the Kampala Archdiocese. The tense situation prompted State Minister for Lands, Dr. Sam Mayanja, to visit the area and suspend the eviction order, describing it as illegal. He also directed Machindia Deputy Resident City Commissioner Mark Baingana to ensure residents are provided with security until the matter is resolved. The chairperson of the Nsambya Estate House Owners Association, Paul Bioma, said residents paid the Kampala Archdiocese in 1972 and were granted a 49-year lease. Bioma said the refusal to renew the lease has left more than 530 residents from 107 houses facing uncertainty. Some residents, including Margaret Mwesigwa, accused the Kampala Archdiocese of acting unfairly and forcing long-time occupants out of their homes. Out of the 107 houses, residents claim only 4 were granted a 99-year lease by the Archdiocese, a move opposed by many, including Alan Agaba and others who argue that it is discriminatory. During a meeting held at Nsambya Estate, officials from the Kampala Archdiocese did not attend. However, Mark Baingana told the minister that the Archdiocese had been informed about the event and the meeting but failed to appear. While addressing residents, Minister Sam Mayanja first explained that historical acquisition of the land by Kampala Archdiocese before issuing his directive. He suspended the eviction process and instructed the RCC to ensure residents' protection as investigations continue. The Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Thomas Tayebwa, has called for stronger bilateral relations between Uganda and Antigua and Barbuda, urging closer cooperation in tourism, trade and diplomacy. Tayebwa made the remarks during a courtesy visit of Gaston Browin, Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, on the sideline of the EU Caribbean Parliamentary Assembly. The Deputy Speaker, who also serves as the President of the Organization of African, Caribbean and Pacific States, a 79-member country parliamentary assembly, said Africa and the Caribbean share a deep historical relationship shaped by common ancestry. He stressed the need to strengthen ties and unlock new areas of collaboration between the two regions. Tourism was highlighted as the key area for partnership. Tayebwa noted that Antigua and Barbuda's well-developed hospitality sector could provide valuable training opportunities for Uganda. He said Uganda is keen to learn from the Caribbean nations' experience in attracting high-end tourists and building capacity in the hospitality industry. In response, the Prime Minister welcomed the engagement and expressed optimism about the future of bilateral relations, saying the visit would help strengthen cooperation between the two countries. Police have intensified enforcement based on historical patterns and how offenses should be handled. The spokesperson of the police in the country, Rushoke Tumwa, said that ongoing operations in Kampala and surrounding areas are aimed at enforcing the law for those under investigations. Police have announced the method being used to enforce the law and assured Ugandans of peace. Well, that brings us to the end of our local stories this morning.
And of course, moving on to our global coverage, starting up with Donald Trump, who is the president of the United States of America, who revealed that the U.S. would contribute $10 billion to the Board of Peace at the first meeting in D.C. on Thursday. As he was quoted, "I want to let you know that the United States is going to make a contribution of $10 billion to the Board of Peace. And we have had a great support for that number. And that number is a very small number when you look at that compared to the cost of war. That's 2 weeks of fighting. It's a very small number. It sounds like a lot, but it's a very small number. So we are committed to $10 billion. There are over 20 members of the Board of Peace in total, many from the global south, with numerous European nations turning Trump's invitation down. The board was inaugurated by the U.S. president at the World Economic Forum in Davos. The Board of Peace was initially established to oversee the implementation of the Gaza ceasefire, although this week Trump himself reiterated that it could go far beyond Gaza into other conflict resolution. Swiftly moving on, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu warned on Thursday that Iran would face a response they cannot even imagine. That is if they try to attack. Speaking during a graduation ceremony for a new class of Israeli army officers in the southern Negev region, he was quoted, "We are prepared for any scenario. And one thing is certain, if missiles mistakenly strike us, those responsible will experience a response they cannot even imagine." Now, his comments come amid heightened regional tensions, with U.S. President Donald Trump recently warning of possible military action against Iran, despite talks on the nuclear program and other issues this week in Geneva. Addressing the situation in Gaza, Netanyahu maintained Hamas would be disarmed and the enclave demilitarized, adding that he had agreed with the United States the reconstruction would not begin until those objectives are achieved. Let's remind you, in January, U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff announced the launch of the second phase of President Trump's plan to end the Gaza conflict, which includes transitioning from a ceasefire to disarmament, forming a technocratic administration, and beginning reconstruction. And coming back to the continent of Africa, the Kingdom of the West, where the sun sets, and that is Morocco. Morocco's Foreign Minister Nasser Bourita said his country was ready to deploy police officers and train policemen from Gaza at the very first meeting of his Board of Peace in Washington, D.C. on Thursday. Now, Morocco has already made the first ever financial contribution to the Port of Peace. He was quoted. 2, Morocco is ready to deploy police officers and train policemen from Gaza. 3, Morocco will deploy a high-ranking military officers to ISF Joint Military Command. 4, Morocco will deploy a military field hospital. And 5, Morocco is ready to lead a de-radicalization program to fight hate speech and promote tolerance and coexistence. You are, Mr. President, the only leader able to bring peace to the Middle East. We hope that the stabilization of Gaza will help launch in a global and genuine peace progress based on the two-state solution, he added. And now that brings us to the end of our foreign coverage.
All right, a quick look at what the dailies have this morning. New Vision Best UCE Teachers listed in the New Vision. Want to know who your teacher is or your child's teacher is? If they've been mentioned in the New Vision, get yourself a copy. Also, mental illness, Uganda, Busoga, worst hit. KCB threatens to sell Cedric Babu's home. Also, Vision Group board chair pledges to boost revenues, and Museveni signs tough law on buildings. Now, looking at what the Daily Monitor has, 25% salary rise for arts teachers, and KCCA crackdown on vendors starts today. Uganda overtakes Rwanda, Tanzania in startup funding. Let me see what the Lizard has to say this morning. They might see gains to protect. That is the 25% salary rise for all arts teachers, says the Lizard. Now on to the Citizen in Tanzania. Surge of fiber optic poles in Dar sparks urban planning concern, and gold powers Tanzania's export growth as earnings hit $17.6 billion. Also in the Citizen, Tanzania's roadmap to safer traditional medicine. In the Daily Nation representing Kenya, how police foiled city terror plot. Uneasy calm, the last deadly attack was the 2019 Dusi D2 raid. Why a Nairobi governor is unable to govern in peace, and those feeder women face off with Moi's minister over sex saga. Interesting. Now, looking at what the Gazette has as of the 20th day of February 2026, table of contents and notices to pay heed to. Be it known that on the 13th day of September 2024, Sabwe Johnson, an advocate of the High Court, has been appointed to be a commissioner for oaths under the above-mentioned act for so long as he continues to practice as such advocate, and the commission is not revoked, given under the hand of the former Chief Justice as of the 13th day of September 2024, Alphonse Chigamoy Owinyi Dolo. Be it known that on the 12th day of December 2025, Mwanguzi George, an advocate of the High Court, has been appointed to be a commissioner for oaths under the above-mentioned act for so long as he continues to practice as such advocate, and the commission is not revoked as of the 12th day of December 2025 by the former Chief Justice Alphonse Chigamoy Owinyi Dolo. And a place of celebration of marriage, Church Seventh-day Adventist Church Chisinga Central, denomination SDA, Village Chisinga TC Parish Nsenyi, Sub-County Chisinga TC County Nsenyi, District Kasese, as of the 24th day of December 2025, under the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Honorable Norbert Mao. And the other place of worship to celebrate marriage, Seventh-day Adventist Church Bwatsinge, denomination SDA, Village Bwatsinge, Parish Chitolu. That brings us to the end of what we have in the dailies this morning. For now, let's have a short break. When we get back, Good Morning Uganda, the Friday edition continues. Good morning. Strategic facilitation. It's a Friday. Whew. That day you get to take a sigh of relief as you welcome the weekend where you get to take some rest. It's Good Morning Uganda, and Robert here is asking me if at all there is some money. That's why I'm taking into the weekend. But let me first definitely get the whole team on board as we welcome you to this Friday edition of Good Morning Uganda. My name is Julie F. Nataba, Joan Murunji, and Robert Chirabo Nyonyintono. Good morning, Joan.
Good morning, Julie, and welcome to your morning, you our viewers. Indeed, it is a Friday and the third day of Ramadan and the Lenten season. Here on GMU, it is always a special edition. I always add that word, special edition, because we get to loosen up a bit so that we can have something a bit lighter from Monday up to Thursday. So go out there and enjoy the weekend like it owes you something, so that the HR department can have something to do on Monday when you come up with stories on Monday. So the HR department is kept busy. Why didn't you attend work? You see, you know. Anyways, good morning.
Indeed, a good morning to you too. Robert, good morning.
A lovely morning to you, Judy.
It's interesting that all of us are still dressed in shades of blue.
Yeah, like when was it, on Tuesday? Wednesday?
Yes.
And of course, for me having gone to the gym, so and, you can soon 6 packs are on the way. But otherwise, how are you, Joe? You're fine?
The 6 packs.
You're
Do you know
fine.
what a 6 pack? The 6 packs are.
Good morning. How are you, Joe?
I'm well. How are you, Robert?
I'm fine. Are you fasting? Are you fasting?
Yes.
Oh wow.
You're fasting?
Yes.
What are you fasting?
No, that is sacred.
Otherwise, it is good that
I have some breadcrumbs here.
It is Friday, and of course we are here to listen up like my friends, my partners in crime did say. And of course, this week has had a number of stories.
That's true.
And I want to start with the story of the week, in my opinion. Now, this is another saint who died because of love. Bukenya Martin, an 18-year-old.
You're calling him a saint?
You know.
Or are you misplacing words?
There are people who have died because of love, and one of them is Saint Valentine's. We are told it was a trying moment, and they refused to wed new couples. And we went ahead and did that. Now, he was killed.
All right.
Because it was time for seriousness. Men were challenged by that period. They needed them to fight, to concentrate on war and all that. So Saint Valentine, in one of the books they say, continued. So he was killed because of love. Now, among the many people who have been killed because of love is this young man, Martin Bukenya in Matuga Mabanda, who was playing around with someone's daughter of 7.
One with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
A weekly face-to-face conversation focusing on accountability, inspiration, information, and sensitization of the public from the various sources, such as inspirational profiles.
Having a disability is not inability.
Every Friday 9 p.m. it's one-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
Don't you see anywhere that you would give a credit in the fight against COVID?
My role as the owner of the country is not to, be preoccupied by giving credit to my servant.
We have said that if we are to talk to General Museveni, there must be certain conditions in place.
Is it true that you paid 5 million shillings to MPs that voted for?
Was brought to you by
I'll call you every day, yeah yo, Beidundolo.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000, or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21 hash and select daily, or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Exercise can't be sustained. Eating can't be stopped. It's even harder to lose weight. Come and give it a try. Ginshikang L-carnitine chromium capsules, plant extract, scientific ratio, take 3 capsules each time. The active ingredient accelerates fat burning, eat twice a day. Don't take a detour. Weight loss starts now. Ginshikang L-carnitine with chromium capsules helps you stay in shape. Please follow medical advice when taking this product. For more information, visit our website www.hgo.com or call 0800 335555.
My question is, what is the difference between rental tax and income tax? How comes I'm paying both taxes on my own premises? If you want to have a tin, but you are not making any income from your business, you should take on the obligation to continue filing your nil return.
Commissioner General, to invest in taxation. When people understand taxes and they know the importance of taxes and they know the fair assessment of these taxes they're supposed to pay, I think everybody will embrace taxation.
As banning groupage cargo clearance protects small traders who cannot afford to import full container loads individually and rely on consolidation to remain competitive. Cargo to come in groupage is consolidation, it's legitimate, and we can't ban it. What we have banned, or what we have stopped, is the use of container leaders. Now, Fiona, the good news I have for you is that among the new tax proposals,
now you can get direct answers. Send your tax-related questions via WhatsApp or SMS to 0790-141-887 and the Commissioner General of URA, John Musinguzi, will personally address them. Tune in to UBC News Tonight every Monday and Wednesday for expert insights and clear explanations. Booza Commissioner.
Hello and welcome back to yet another episode of Chilling. You know, dining was more than food, it was theater during those ages. That is the Greeks and the Romans, and joy at the same time. At Ara, they say, they have taken that timeless philosophy and sprinkled it with their own magic. Ooh, how interesting is that? Because man, imagine food being sprinkled with just a little bit of magic, that tenderness and touch, with their singing chef at the same time.
But now, really, I have organized for you a very great chef special.
Okay.
And of course, I think we shall first start with something very powerful and unique, that is something like starter.
Yes.
In Uganda, we need hotel for our in Uganda, we need tourism for our development.
The Senior Citizens Grant under the Social Assistance Grants for Empowerment SAGE program is Uganda's social protection flagship program, providing regular, predictable, and reliable direct income support to older persons. Since inception in 2010, the SAGE program has positively impacted beneficiaries' livelihoods, contributing to the overall national socio-economic transformation. The government of Uganda has continued to fulfill its commitment to the expansion and sustainability of the SAGE program, ensuring income security, dignity, and improved basic standard of living for older persons in all local governments across the country.
Umaru Jimmy Abiria. I am a village, a matangai. Send a day. Amu vele udo mafotoke. Ujo ilima di si, ami ziliga. Ajo ilima di dai. Ama tidi uti mabirega. Ama itogo bisu. Ibibiru. Haya ama afanga. Amina rule kama roko kama ngaba kugala. Amu kama roko kuga. Haya lubunge. Ala kumvida machi. Haya mundo mopi. Akwai depi. Amu pichacha ndo Museveni ba mopi. Aziri mundo ikare. Aziri bini. Ala choba. Ala diba. Ala se de. Ala se akwanga di be sanda Museveni be ya ni diki. Asiki be. Akwa diki daddy. Madochi. Haya. Ujo zire do. Ajo afalamu umbilamu di madochi. Aya osido kodaki. Aya olodo olado kodaki. Ili madri lidora. Ujo chado dogara. Idan gogara ni ba. mari sana na jo deni ba orodi sana da fejo korisi bada matawo omuso kwaziko jola mande akozi do li saison de senior de classe irga sana classe irga de taki mara kwera do musana da fera haya sana de madonjala masijudi da zako manjala masina na muso sana ba faida laga sana dai mamu do sana masana da nan ga sin galfu kale zirdi taw mamu do sana gara sanda njala mamu dindu sulelo aji mama nga gichi dusi jo dara se mu isi aya madu mjida gera amamu do basana vovule du sule anado baide me gbabati ki finna anna sana zada sinna aya sana da ava amo ai mbaka mga kwa mingi anga mani musana da jindo sana da jiya mani cheche biriga me joba zusu palako sana simete akoziko misana da na pirinaga ba zir kiki do adojo duse ba ni sende jo kiti do dino nanana kisana da na pir lakini masana da ruma duga ene matomu di choga anje leko mamu di choga mo dikalave sana di do di mabasi serede wadi sana sine gba pere ma dusu mazidi nje amasema ko di gba de la dusu mazako dilega le ojozi do majo jodo sana do kidiga do madipi mingila idido yu sana de bazakoma musulira afa ma dofo ama dofo afa di pedo ngadilega sana didita fukula daka nonga o amata manga jokor amasa dikigale muta manga ko museve ngaba kwazala ba mudile
This is a message from Expanding Social Protection, ESP, implementing the program under the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development. ESP, better life chances for all.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Mascari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archive stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
The Senior Citizens Grant under the Social Assistance Grants for Empowerment SAGE program is Uganda's social protection flagship program, providing regular, predictable, and reliable direct income support to older persons. Since inception in 2010, the SAGE program has positively impacted beneficiaries' livelihoods, contributing to the overall national socio-economic transformation. The government of Uganda has continued to fulfill its commitment to the expansion and sustainability of the SAGE program, ensuring income security, dignity, and improved basic standard of living for older persons in all local governments across the country.
Amabara gange Irene Masika bagenda elia bagenda nije mwira wawe akasente kenye kanyiyambiremu kakubaira nikanyiyambamu baitu akokubanza mbona nagule mbuzi bagitwara nagule nkoko nazo baziba hati akobambaire reno ninsubura mwakasura tinje yina mani gokulema ngonza nyikalo mukatale mbono tuhimba ngotu tunsanga hangeto enda hangeto niha kasukali kokunyu niko nduko nukanyiyamba kati amani gokulema tinje yina ngamusima senga utabisubulero ni musima nyo ni musima abereho abieho ni musima mono.
This is a message from Expanding Social Protection, ESP, implementing the program under the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development. ESP, better life chances for all. The Senior Citizens Grant under the Social Assistance Grants for Empowerment SAGE program is Uganda's social protection flagship program, providing regular, predictable, and reliable direct income support to older persons. Since inception in 2010, the SAGE program has positively impacted beneficiaries' livelihoods, contributing to the overall national socio-economic transformation. The government of Uganda has continued to fulfill its commitment to the expansion and sustainability of the SAGE program, ensuring income security, dignity, and improved basic standard of living for older persons in all local governments across the country.
akakwera kwida mabira n'ukini ku radio yatukobera yamatiza najo kutaya kubawo ali mwegandise akasene kasoka nkafuna nagwa mungushi enkoko edaba dukulu bange erufu yo kabiri pinafuna erufu yo kubiri nata mungushi akabizi ngangulya ki tiegulya ngulya ebadukulu bange ndikole government enambi mubukewuno empeku iki akasente nganimwe mungushi ekyokulya ekyabadukulu bange tikati ebintu byenfuna okuyambibwa mbe nsaba government obusente bwetugwa butono bungi ngani kusaba ebe etugemeku etwongezeku tikati nze nebizibu ng'ebyobulwaire omuntu amaiso gasiwulira omugongo guliuki guluma era ebigero birima bulume era n'essaawa eyo nfuna nkozesa ki eddagala eryekirugavu mpakirekola nga nsaba gavumenti ebe etwongerewo kasente. Ndikusiima gavumenti ebintu buyalambala n'alowooza ati benja okutwala kambafune kuyoki obuyambi nga tukikoze ki titumusabye kyaba kirowoozo kye kyamukulu waife atutwala.
This is a message from Expanding Social Protection, ESP, implementing the program under the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development. ESP, better life chances for all. The Senior Citizens Grant under the Social Assistance Grants for Empowerment SAGE program is Uganda's social protection flagship program, providing regular, predictable, and reliable direct income support to older persons. Since inception in 2010, the SAGE program has positively impacted beneficiaries' livelihoods, contributing to the overall national socio-economic transformation. The government of Uganda has continued to fulfill its commitment to the expansion and sustainability of the SAGE program, ensuring income security, dignity, and improved basic standard of living for older persons in all local governments across the country.
Abanyagange
nze Cecilia Kyazike nina emyaka 86 omuluka Kabakedi ombola y'Eruwero disitulikiti y'Eruwero kubanga eyo engeri gye byantegeeza nze awo nagaanira ne ngamba sinanagenda mu ebyo n'abaana sinnabagamba bwe yagira ki abaana ne mbagamba ne bagamba mama genda ne banzikiriza sente ze nakafuna ndowooza gira emitwalo nga 6 oba zisobamu awo sikyajjukira bulungi kubanga nze kazitanzifuna naye nkola ebalirya ne mmanya nti zituuse bwe ziti ne nziteeka awo ku kayumba kange ako ne ngamba oluvannyuma ndifunamu ate ekigenda mu maaso naye nga sizizizza ku mmwaba kuzoonoona. Nzizimbyemu akayumba ennyumba yange sente ezo ejja kunyamba mu bukadde bwange ofuna omupangisa ng'oyo ng'omuteekamu ng'ofuna ebintu byonge ebyo ng'oterekamu abaana bazze bakuŋŋaanye. Era nsaba buyambi bunyingire kano nkaggale nakali nkaggale n'okulongoosa bwe baba buwedde awo kale ng'ate empulaaninga ebirala wali. Neebaza nnyo era nsiima ne ssekusiima kubanga sinza kukisuula wadde nange nnyongerako naye ziri ze zisinga okumpagira.
This is a message from Expanding Social Protection, ESP, implementing the program under the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development. ESP, better life chances for all.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Good morning. Good morning. This is UBC TV, and it's time for The Real, where we get to talk about conversations that affect all of us as Ugandans. This morning, let's have a look at matters mental health. As is, we looked at the dailies, and the New Vision had an interesting story in there that read mental illnesses, Buganda, Busoga worst hit. That was the story in there. But also another story, health experts are concerned about the worsening mental health crisis, with nearly 1 in 4 Ugandans now reportedly affected as the country's job market fails to keep pace with its rapidly growing population. This alarming statistic was captured in the 2025 State of Uganda Population Report and produced at that time as well. It's something that we're looking at, mental health increase in Uganda. My name is Julie F. Nantaba. Robert Chiramonyonyintono and John Murunji here on UBC TV, coming to you live from the Nile Avenue. And I'll start with Joan, then come to Robert, speaking on the causes, because mental health is so wide, and I believe that both of you have different perspectives and a different light that I would want all of us to feed into. I'll start with, did I say Robert or Joan?
Joan.
Joan. Joan, what do you think is the cause of this increase?
One, poverty. Poverty is driving Ugandans insane. And not even just poverty, but extreme poverty, whereby so many, earlier on I said that 51% of the population of Uganda are unemployed, and most of these are undergraduates, graduates rather. So extreme poverty forces the population to resort to alcohol abuse or drug abuse, and a lot of depression comes with that, and anxiety, which destabilizes their good mental health. And of course, the financial stress that comes with poverty. You know, you have to make ends meet, you have school fees, you have medication for yourselves in case you fall sick. You also do have clothing, the 5 basic needs. You cannot afford these. You have rent. You need shelter for your family, for yourself, for your siblings. If you are an orphan, it even gets worse. If you do not have a guardian, or if you do not have someone in your space who can help you out. So extreme poverty that causes financial stress is one of the causes of the rising mental cases in Uganda today. And of course, we cannot refrain from talking about the impacts of COVID-19. COVID-19, that was between 2020 and 2022. The isolation led to depression. So many people were not accustomed to this kind of living. People were used to a certain routine. So when COVID-19 hit, they were forced to get accustomed to certain behaviors. And so if you're used to maybe meeting up groups and maybe exercising with others, jogging, it was now isolation. So people got depressed, and the effects that come with depression, that is a mental health disorder. So the effects of COVID-19 are really playing a very big role to the rising cases among the population, and especially among adolescents. That is how you saw, isolation from a case study of the boys called Bukenya Martin. Bukenya Martin. From what is being said, because he was neglected by the mother, he got depressed, and that is how he ended up going to stay with a family where he was not welcomed by the head of the family. And what the consequences is what we saw. He met his death in such an unfortunate way. And of course, substance abuse, like I said initially, drug abuse. There are so many forms of substance abuse. It can be alcohol, it can be drugs, or it can even be the misuse, even the medication we get. Yesterday I went, 2 days back, I got a cut and I went to the hospital to be treated. And I was given some painkillers. And the doctor, I would not mention the name of the painkillers, and the doctor specifically told me, I'm giving you 4 tablets, but please, once you are done with these tablets, do not buy any more tablets. I'm like, please do not buy any more tablets. So you might find that some people do drug abuse in a way that they may not even feel they are doing it. Because if I went ahead and bought more tabs, maybe I would get addicted, that whenever I do feel pain, I self-prescribe. And in the end, I'm abusing
Actually,
the
that's
drugs.
what happened to the artist, Jackie Chandiru.
Jackie Chandiru.
Yeah, her drug abuse started from a prescription that in the end she couldn't do without, and she just kept on self-medicating. And before we knew it, it took her to the depths of mental health matters and drug abuse.
And going to rehab thereafter.
Mm.
And of course, we can talk about stigma and cultural beliefs. When people, by the way, regard mental health as someone being mad on the streets, walking naked or very dirty, untidy, and they normally relate it to, culturally, they say it is witchcraft, those society norms and beliefs. So once someone realizes that maybe they're too anxious, suffering from a lot of anxiety or depression, they fear to go seek help. Because they will think maybe they are in fear of being branded, someone was bewitched, or this person is like this because they participated in witchcraft, which could have been even caused by just a scientific illness. But because of the stigma around mental health, people do not seek help, and in the end we have so many rising cases, because 1 out of 4 Ugandans is quite a big number. 24% of adults and 23% of children of the entire population. Remember, the entire population of Uganda, the youth make up of over 35%. So if that 35%, over 25% are suffering from mental health issues, I think we're really going at a sad note. And the highlight for today in the press review, Julie, was Buganda and Busoga.
And Busoga, yeah. One would wonder what is with the regions. But let me pick from Robert's perspective. What do you think are the causes of this increase in mental health? You'd expect it's reducing, but it's rather increasing.
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank the people who did the research. That is the State of Uganda's population report.
Yeah.
We saw Dr. Joseph Mugendawala launching this. He was part of it. It was a very good research. And this State of Uganda population report had a subtitle, Mental Health, a Silent Emergency. Showing that mental cases in Uganda have increased by over 70%. Now, when you listen to that, have increased by over 70%, this is no good news. And like Joan said, mental health takes different forms. Most of us know when the person has hit the extreme. They're having uncoordinated speech, actions as well. That is when we know. But that is almost the climax of mental illness. Mental illness takes very many forms. However, what is scary is that admissions have shot up. Now, by the time someone is taken to hospital,
it's dire
in Uganda, and statistics are showing that the admissions have shot up. That means we're not only dealing with the first level of mental health or second or third, but even the extreme one. For me, I want to stick to one reason, and I'm going to say drug and substance abuse. Julie and Joan and people watching us, the way Ugandans are consuming drugs, you go to universities, the various campuses we have, there is a new thing called ice.
Is it a drug?
It's a drug. It is crystal-like.
Okay.
And I think it's like salt, to be more specific.
Like sea salt?
No, over like sea salt. Because the first time I looked at ice, it was in like a small package, just like this. Smaller, that is 50,000. I was for journalistic purposes. Because I had people talk of ice. That person has lost weight, ice. That person has uncoordinated moves, ice. You know, some girls who want to slim or loosen weight. So some fool comes, some addict comes to me and says, you know, Robert, those gym, swimming, you not lose weight very fast. Says, but there's something, even those people you're seeing in offices, people even they are consuming. I'm like, what is that? Said, no, in just a week or 2 or 3 weeks you'll be okay. So I'm like, but what is that? He said, no, come to my home. I said, okay, I know B, let me respect him. He's doing well. Getting there, the man shows me something. Now, what shocked me when he told me, you don't know how campus girls are taking this. You know, there's that level of thinking, you want to be small, you know, you want to be tiny and all that. Said, you don't know how many there are. And when I discovered, I interested myself to know. I want to tell you so many. And when you look at statistics, the majority of these numbers are youth. Go to Butabika, National Mental Referral Hospital. Majority are youth. And the majority of the cases they are getting there are as a result of drug and substance abuse.
Robert, I want to thank you both for sharing those causes, but let me also stick there to the point of the fact that drug and substance abuse could be a major, especially amongst the youth. But let's look at it in this way. Lately, drug and substance abuse, as you've said, it's actually it cuts across. It's not only on the street dwellers, abokubala as they're usually termed. Many times we look at them and judge them, but they use drugs. But drug and substance abuse is even immense in the corporate space.
The corporate world, true.
Immense. And
even
amongst amongst celebrities. Now, those are the people we have easily judged as a society. Celebrities and those who are on the streets, who live on the streets. But the places that this is a lot and immense, but it's not seen and it's not judged, or if anything, it's maybe taken as normal, or it's just never talked about. It's as if a public secret of some sort. It's the corporate space. I have a friend who works in the police spaces, but this person told me that the conditions these people are facing, just in the police alone, they are surviving by drugs and alcohol. Dire, someone who's supposed to protect you as a citizen, someone who's supposed to fight for your rights, has to survive the conditions he's working under by. But let's look at education and workspace, starting with the workspace, corporate space alone. The pressures people work under are immense. Targets, goals, and many deadlines to meet. And people are on an all-time burnout. You will tell your boss that you're burnt out, and they'll not understand because they'll call it an excuse. Yet in actual sense, you're fatigued, you're burnt out. And the best, because the employers tend not to understand that burnout is real, the employees have to survive and maintain the jobs. And the best resort is drug abuse. I'll use an example of comparison. Many times in this generation, you hear statements like, in our time, we worked like this and this. In our time, we were committed. Your generation is not committed. But many times I think even those who place such statements of in our time and comparisons forget that the economic times at that time versus now are different. Whilst in the older generation, you could have one government job and it could sustain your entire generation.
We even had housing. We are told.
Yes. In this day and age, it's rare to find anyone working in the corporate space that doesn't have more than one job.
True.
Almost everyone working in the corporate space has two things running, or three, more than one.
With a side hustle at that.
Yes,
2 jobs.
because at the end of the day, you have to make ends meet. The pressures are a lot. The deadlines have to be beaten. You have to maintain that job. You have to maintain the status.
And you are married, you have children.
You have a personal life, you have a work life. And at the end of the day, you find that drug abuse is immense in the corporate space. So I believe many can even relate that someone could even be watching us and they know they consume and they're surviving day by day. Someone sleeps for 4 hours. Daily, day in, day out. Monday to Friday, Sunday, weekends are quite busy as well. So day in, day out, they're sleeping 4 hours. That's unhealthy in itself. And the best way to stay still is to consume drugs. 75% of Uganda's population are youths who are now working in these corporate spaces. So how else would you expect that report to stay low-key? Indeed, this for me informs that the fact that the high cases of mental health increasing, the high number of increasing mental cases, for now the solution is still far-fetched. And the numbers are just still increasing day in, day out.
When you look at some of the statistics of the World Health Organization, globally, 1 in 7 people, one out of 7, you find someone is suffering with, is having mental health issues, and most of them are attributed by anxiety. I think, Julie, in the corporate world, we can link it specifically to anxiety and depression, because it comes up with a lot of factors. Because for the anxiety disorders in 2021, 359 million people were living with an anxiety disorder, including 72 million children and adolescents. That is worldwide. And for depression, according to the World Health Organization, in 2019, 280 million people were living with depression, including 23 million children. One would wonder, why do even kids have to have depression? Or why do they even be anxious of late? Yes.
It is very...
And
for the kids of late, you see, parents of late have become so busy to make ends meet for these children. Like Julie said, previously maybe one job would be enough. We knew our parents has grown up working in Bank of Uganda to have a retirement package and everything. He's sure will be there till retirement.
With the job security?
With the job security. Some positions even would give a house. I think it's now only Makerere University that now gives houses to some of its senior lecturers or something like that. Now, with those pressures, it mandates a father may wake up very early or a mother leave home, return late, genuinely working, leave alone those who go for saunas and then eating pork, then others who go for evening lessons, bars and sit there idle. But there are those that are genuinely working. Now, the mother does the same. Now, this child remains in the hands of the maid or daycare. Yesterday, I was going home. So I parked somewhere. It was around 9. Then I saw this woman with 2 children. One had hardly made 3 years. The other, I think, was about 6 years. So this little one comes to me and says, "Daddy."
Mama.
Very young, but he was in a uniform. So I look at the lady and I'm like, "Excuse me." I lifted the boy as a parent because the mother was like, uncle. I said, "No, I'm a parent too." Those are the words I used. So I lifted this young boy. Now I asked the mother in Uganda, "Omukuru nga ayambadde uniform," because she had some like sportswear.
Yeah.
Said, "Ava mu daycare."
What?
So I asked the mother, "Excuse me, daycare omutwala yosa? What time?" She said, "I drop him at 7 because I have to work. From there they bring him at my job.
And you have to be at work on time.
And by the time they beat jam and what, they were near their home, it was coming to 9. This young boy, not because he could speak that, you know, that
gibberish.
Yeah. So I said, "But madam, then what about the father?" Said, "He said, Daddy, and we laughed it off like that. Now this boy at that age to run to a stranger and said, "Daddy," is enough evidence this child is depressed. He's yearning for a father.
A father figure. Yes.
Now when he sees a father, he rushed at a stranger.
He sees the other colleagues, schoolmates,
broken families
with their fathers.
have led to depression. Some of the children we see consuming drugs today, we may think they are coming from rich families. Why should a child from a rich family? I remember some years back, a minister's son committed suicide by hanging in a hotel. The family was traveling somewhere. I don't want to open fresh wounds.
Yeah.
The child, they booked in an hotel, gave him his room only to hang and commit suicide there. So even these rich families we are talking about, broken families today, children are going to drugs as a safe haven. Broken marriages, women. Let me tell you that the way past consuming drugs, you may not know. You will see someone having a cup of tea.
That's true. Or even soda. You might think they're drinking soda, but it's punched.
Oh.
There are places people go to today. They park very expensive cars. Guess what they have come to take? They call it herbal tea. But it is drug, and someone gets addicted and tells you, "See, when I take that, even when I go home, I don't have stress." Women, smart women, children. So we need to address, if we do not address certain pressures that are taking people to use drugs.
Wow, it looks like the entire spectrum is filled with a corruption of drugs. No one is left unhurt, from children to parents to working class to the unemployed. Every single human being is affected by drug abuse, which ultimately leads to mental health issues that are now becoming not even now becoming, they are already a huge problem, especially to Uganda's population. Looking at some of your comments coming through, 0709602592, WhatsApp by text, and be part of the conversation. We are looking at the mental health increase issue in Uganda. Good morning, Uganda. I can relate when they say mental health crisis cases climbs 70%. With the current levels of unemployment and financial challenges, it causes trauma to many people. Imagine someone spending every day without earnings. It's really challenging. This is Edson Mohanji in Entebbe. And good morning, Uganda. Sebunya Giovanni, a student at Makerere University. I saw a report about mental health reading that per every 5 people, one is sick. Can you imagine?
In Uganda, it is 1 out of 4, not 1 out of 5.
This is
you are not phone set.
What about you could be an inclusion of Brother Atoro?
You are not phone set.
Well, there's the behind the scenes team, so
so one of the
we need to stand up now, because saying that poverty is the real cause of mental health, then that is a total lie. Even for the rich, the report still stands. And if the report also alters parliament members and the cabinet ministers, now Uganda is on its safe journey to the graveyard. Interesting. And I think his point is more of the fact that everyone is affected. From those who you think have the solutions to those who are looking for the solutions, everyone is dealing with mental health.
Now that's why this report was clear. It had state of Uganda's population report, the state of the population.
Yes.
But down mental health, a silent emergency.
And the one
meaning
thing,
it is an emergency. As a country, we must sit and see how do we handle this emergency. By the time a report uses the word emergency.
And the fact that for 1 million people in Uganda, it is catered for just 1 psychiatrist. 1 million people. For you to have to access mental health facilities or to be helped out mentally, imagine 1 psychiatrist attending to over 1 million people. We are over 48 million people.
Close to 50, yes.
Close to 50. And of course, you know, there is a certain kind of mental illness that people have not really taken note of, though people abroad have really tried to tackle it. That is bipolar. You know, someone getting irritated out of the blue, having mood swings.
Oh, many people suffer
losing
from bipolar
interest and they don't know. Exactly.
Now, colleagues, I'd like to interest you in the perspective of politics. Do you think, and I'll start with you, Robert, do you think politics has a role to play in this matter?
100%. These are medical things I don't want to reveal.
Okay.
Because issues regarding medical are personal and they are not public. But if anyone could sneak to Butabika Referral Hospital, the rehabilitation wing, I don't remember the year, but there was one person who even participated in presidential elections. I won't mention the name. When we went to Butabika, I think there's something Butabika they were doing. And guess what? We find this person there. He was in the presidential race, or he tried to be in the presidential race and didn't make it. Journalists know this person and the public. That thing he went through.
The trauma, the disappointment.
Being in rehab in Butabika. And so are many politicians. Are you aware that every electoral season we lose someone who has been in parliament and has been defeated?
An incumbent.
Are you aware? Even this season.
And the lady.
I don't want to mention. Even this season, we lost a politician.
A politician, yes.
You know, after losing, she couldn't handle. There are some I saw who were seeming like mentally sick.
So it is political stress.
There is a honorable I saw in some part of somewhere there, trying to cry like a baby, doing funny things. Recently, there is one who lost and became very upset with the people, destroyed things.
But even in the by-election of Kawempe South, that was last year, you remember someone who was even trending on X when he did not receive the card, we didn't even gather enough votes.
So politics has done that. But also I'd like away from the impact on the politicians themselves. Now let's look at their decisions.
All right.
Julie was
yes, it's something I wanted to ask you on, as in politics, in line with policies made, those who are leading.
One, we've not prioritized mental health. There's nothing that hurts me like seeing a lunatic or someone who has a mental illness being driven on a police patrol pickup, rounded, taken as if he's a criminal, you know, but this person is sick, being taken to a referral hospital. So our policy...
But wait, Robert, just to interject a bit, when does even a person realize I need help with my mental health? Because like Julie put it when I talked about bipolar, that most of us in Uganda are having a mental illness, but we even don't know. Someone is moody, irritated, lost interest in activities at work or at home, and they're going through a state that they also cannot come out to acknowledge. So we could be saying it is a problem, but when do we notice? And when we notice, do we even acknowledge? Some will attribute it is that time of the month. You know, I'm just getting moody. Or I'm stressed because I've not yet received salary. Salary has delayed.
No,
but in actual sense, it's even a bigger problem.
Why I said we've not prioritized mental health, one of the most expensive things to treat in Uganda is mental health.
Mental health, yes, that's true.
When you look at psychiatrists, I remember one time you had a patient, there's a psychiatrist called Dr. Musisi, but just a single visit. When you look at these counselors, these experts in mental health, one time we hosted one Judy, and I remember asking her about cost. She said, yes, we are expensive. It takes so long to train a psychiatrist. Second, they said, our field is not something that people yearn for so much, because Ugandans, we feel, you're an African. How does a man like me come up and say, guys, I'm going through a tough time, I'm stressed. How does an African man like Brother Atoro come out and say, you see, I'm going through depression? We associate that to the rich, you know. Chilabo to say, you people, I think I'm on some medication.
Or someone would even ask you, how many containers are you expecting, is URA holding for you to say you even...
or even statements like
Wekoza.
They won't understand it. Julie came out and told me, Robert, I'm not okay. I'm stressed. I think I'm in depression. I'm undergoing a certain... I'll say, now look at this one. If Joan came out, Joan, are you okay? If I came and I told... So there is a way we perceive
the stigma.
And now that alone being a challenge, coupled with the fact that treatment is so expensive, 1 hour with a counselor or those experts, it's not something an ordinary Ugandan can pay for. I want to tell you, we had a patient, and every time we would go to see Dr. Musisi, I've forgotten his other name, but he's one of those psychiatrists. I hope he's still living. I think a session was between 150 to 200.
Wow. Lasting how long?
30 minutes. He would ask, how are you? Do certain things, this and that. Then say, okay, then he writes, and then that. However, the person got very well. But when you go to the Tabika Referral Hospital, there's a private wing. Ask people who have been in that rehab. If you spend a month and you're not going to cough 6 million, at least below 10 million, ask all these celebs who have been in rehab, they'll tell you.
Yeah, Robert, when you mentioned that, I actually, and rehab is expensive. Some even like leave rehab because they cannot afford it anymore. And that brings me to something, Julie, the psychological distress. You know, there's something that we're not paying attention to, and that is social media. And how it catapults into mental illness. People get so hopeless. If for the politicians, it's even worse. For the celebrities, intimidation from the frying pan to the fire. And even because social media plays a great role into the rising cases of mental illness.
Right. Let's get into some of the comments.
Whose nudes have they will think of suicide.
Good morning, Julie. I will start from the point of religion. People have ignored the fact that church or mosques, or which are able places to provide free and total aid, do we run to these religious leaders because they are permitted to reach most of all these places that have vulnerable people? Okay, I hope we get that. But secondly, I have once been in those places where I have lost a few friends to Butabika, others to the point of death. Julie, these people in those places need an ear to be listened to. Really, they have a problem of not being listened to. So they end up drowning. They are inside with a certain drug that they feel comfortable with. And trust me, it eventually becomes a secret addiction, thus mentally dying by the day. Third, the generation upcoming is extremely exposed enough to avoid them from these pleasures, because once they discover how something works, it becomes so difficult to supervise them off of it. And thus growing up in a mental disorder that will then make them feel cool. That's how they manage to talk back to the elders like they are the same age. This is Kenneth Bwayo from Kisubi. God bless you. Thank you, Kenneth, for being on the show. Good morning, Uganda. This is Sharif from Jinja. I think the government should put a strict budget for mental health.
And at that, Julie, the budget, out of the entire budget that is required for mental health, they only receive 2% of that.
Can you
entire
imagine?
budget.
Good morning, Uganda. My opinion on mental illness is due to domestic violence, in a way that people join marriage without prior knowledge of what marriage is. Anyway, how are you supposed to know? It's the only education space you get without experience. You get a certificate first before you experience. I am Robert Mugabe, a student at BSU from Kipuchi, Bosiri, Kamwenge, in Kamwenge. And good morning, Uganda. For the case of long distance drivers, Wichuka Kola leaves so that they maintain driving. The same security plus the entire long hours working class. Okay, in line with drugs, truckers and the corporate class comparison. Good morning, Uganda. I'm Drani Moses, currently in setup. Post-conflict trauma, northern Uganda and other regions previously affected by the war still deal with high rates of post-traumatic stress disorder.
Post-traumatic disorders.
Now, I know Buganda and Busoga there. Now, let's bring this conversation to a close, but I don't know if we could use 1 minute from the both of you. Why do you think now this is region-related? Buganda and Busoga, in your perspective. Let me start with Robert.
First, I think of the population. Buganda and Busoga have a high population per se. Two, the pressures of survival.
That's true.
Buganda is the central bit of it. Then for Busoga, absolute poverty. There are some parts of Busoga that are very, very soaked in poverty. And that explains it.
John, your perspective?
I would not really differ from Robert when it comes to Busoga region, extreme poverty. And for Buganda, you know, that is where most of the youth are. And it contributes over 28% of urban youth. That was by 2025. Yes, it is 28% of the urban youth use drugs and cannabis. So it could be that is the biggest reason. And you know the pressures that come with staying in urban areas. You don't have formal employment. Even when it is there, the salary is not enough, and the peer pressure. A lot of stuff happen in urban areas. So I think that is why Buganda is being highlighted as one of the regions that is having rising cases of mental illness.
Right, mental health increase is what we've been chewing on, and I think one thing I will say is right now we don't even see an immediate solution. But
awareness, maybe.
Yes, because
awareness
everyone
and funding
is affected. But
is really
for everyone in their position, can you be that place of listening, that place of understanding?
And let's not judge.
An employer, can you listen to your employee? Because they are working for you, but they are dying on the inside. A parent, can you listen to your child? A parent, do you have someone to talk to as a parent? Because as a parent, you have a lot you're carrying, but there's someone out there that you could talk to heal those wounds so that you're able to pour into your children and your family.
Yeah, and Julie, when they are being talked to, let some of these people want to be understood, not just listened to.
Yeah, I mean, that's, you don't just hear. You listen and you perceive whatever.
And don't judge.
That's very, very true. Yeah. That brings us to the end of this conversation. Let me close it with just a few comments that are coming through. Just one. Too much of drugs which are not good. This is Joseph from Mpiji. Thank you, Joseph, for being on the show. And thank you so much for watching UBC TV. Good Morning Uganda does continue, the Friday edition.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Pick of the day on UBC.
One-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
A weekly face-to-face conversation focusing on accountability, inspiration, information, and sensitization of the public from the various sources such as inspirational profiles.
Having disability is not inability.
Every Friday 9 p.m. it's one-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
Don't you see anywhere that you would give a credit in the fight against COVID?
My role as the owner of the country is not to, be preoccupied by giving credit to my servant.
We have said that if we are to talk to General Museveni, there must be certain conditions in place.
Is it true that you paid 5 million shillings to MPs that voted for?
Was brought to you by
I'll call you every day, yeah yo, baby dondolo.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000 or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100*21# and select daily or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Exercise can't be sustained. Eating can't be stopped. It's even harder to lose weight. Come and give it a try. Genshikang L-carnitine chromium capsules. Plant extract, scientific ratio. Take 3 capsules each time. The active ingredient accelerates fat burning. Eat twice a day. Don't take a detour. Weight loss starts now. Genshikang L-carnitine with chromium capsules helps you stay in shape. Please follow medical advice when taking this product. For more information, visit our website www.hgo.com or call 0800 335555.
Hello and welcome back to yet another episode of Chilling. You know, dining was more than food, it was theater during those ages. That is the Greeks and the Romans, and joy at the same time. At Ara, they say, they have taken that timeless philosophy and sprinkled it with their own magic. Ooh! How interesting is that? Because man, imagine food being sprinkled with just a little bit of magic, that tenderness and touch, with their singing chef at the same time.
But now, really, I have organized for you a very great chef special.
Okay.
And of course, I think we shall first start with something very powerful and unique, that is something like starter.
Yes.
In Uganda, we need hotel for our in Uganda, we need tourism for our development.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Mascari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archived stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
My question is, what is the difference between rental tax and income tax? How comes I'm paying both taxes on my own premises? If you want to have a tin, but you are not making any income from your business, you should take on the obligation to continue filing your nil return.
General, to invest in taxation. When people understand taxes and they know the importance of taxes and they know the fair assessment of these taxes they're supposed to pay, I think everybody will embrace taxation.
As banning groupage cargo Clearance protects small traders who cannot afford to import full container loads individually and rely on consolidation to remain competitive. Cargo to come in groupage is consolidation, it's legitimate, and we can't ban it. What we have banned or what we have stopped is the use of container leaders. Now, Fiona, the good news I have for you is that among the new tax proposals,
now you can get direct answers. Send your tax-related questions via WhatsApp or SMS to 0790-141-887 and the Commissioner General of URA, John Musinguzi, will personally address them. Tune in to UBC News Tonight every Monday and Wednesday for expert insights and clear explanations. Booza Commissioner.
The Senior Citizens Grant under the Social Assistance Grants for Empowerment SAGE program is Uganda's social protection flagship program, providing regular, predictable, and reliable direct income support to older persons. Since inception in 2010, the SAGE program has positively impacted beneficiaries' livelihoods, contributing to the overall national socio-economic transformation. The government of Uganda has continued to fulfill its commitment to the expansion and sustainability of the SAGE program, ensuring income security, dignity, and improved basic standard of living for older persons in all local governments across the country.
Good morning once again, and for those of you who are just joining us, this is Good Morning Uganda. It is a Friday special edition, and we are coming to you live from Nile Avenue. That is where the UBC headquarters are located. As you're gearing up for the weekend, trying to take a leave from the early mornings as you're preparing your children for school. For those of you who have children or students or learners in the day section, parents, we need to know what should we prepare for our children, or what package should we give them, what should be encompassed in whatever they are doing for the betterment of their education, or as they try to strive for their excellence when it comes to the academic world. And today in studio, I'm joined by two distinguished guests, that is Ngobi Halima and Alex Katende, so that they can give us an insight of how best parents, guardians, and caretakers we can do for our children in order to see them succeed in whatever endeavors they are trying to better their future. Good morning, Halima.
Good morning, Julie.
You can greet our viewers.
Good morning to everyone that is watching us. My name is Halima again. I am a student of civil engineering, and I am honored to be here. I am part of TIG Network Africa, where we revive the glory of family. That explains the youth and the topic that we are about to encompass. I'm very excited to share.
Okay, good morning, Katende.
Good morning, Julie.
How are you?
I'm good, I'm good.
Okay, though rather, my name is Joe and Julie is the other colleague. Okay, so just swiftly, Halima, what is TIG? What do you do? Where are you located?
TIG Network stands for True Inspirational Generation, and it is a network that goes across the country and outside the country, that is in Africa. We are located in Makerere, but what we do mainly is to revive the glory of family, in that we believe that majority of the problems that are being faced in the environment today primarily resonate from how the upbringing of people. That is why we think when we tackle the family problems, we then reduce the problems that come with it in the future. And of course, we also do a lot of sourcing for talent, creativity, and you know, modeling students to be better citizens.
What kind of students do you deal with? With children?
I must say we deal with everything family. That is to say, children, young people. If any of us recalls, we just had a boot camp that was primarily for children, that is from like 6 years, and we were trying to engage them into different skills. That was called 21 in the last holiday last year.
I remember you told me about it. You are here and you promoted it. How did it? I need to see the highlights. What happened? Was it successful?
It was amazing. It was successful.
My producer could show me what happened at that side, because of course the way you promoted it and the anticipation you created, I imagined it would be something that must have been successful.
Yeah, it was successful. Oh my God, I want to say shout outs and say great thanks to everyone that interested us with their children, because we did not expect the numbers. People did turn up in large numbers. We had a lot of creativity. We had empowerment for the girls. We had people learning how to do videography and photography. We had chess games, like we had chess masters teaching people how to do chess. So it was just more like doing something productive in the holiday. It was amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you stop at that, or because of what happened, maybe you could be having another boot camp that is arranged?
Yeah, surely. We do have something that is coming up. As a matter of fact, around May, we'll be communicating the details as we go on, but we'll be having a youth camp. The other time it was children, so this time we are concentrating on the youth, why we think the youth have taken most of their time to do things that are not objective in nature, hence the unemployment. We think there's a lot we can do, and specifically this time we'll be talking about agriculture and how we can actually use the agriculture to be a better version of ourselves.
Oh, so are those some of the highlights of the previous one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that was the code 21.
Yes.
Why do you name it code? It is is it just a fancy name, or it is something that is integrated within the concept?
Not per se. It is something we just came up with, you know, as Gen Zs. We love to
fancy stuff. Oh, okay. I completely agree with you. So let me go to Katende. You have partnered with TIG.
Yes.
You're integrating ICT with Ito agribusiness.
Exactly.
Why is it even necessary for the children? Are they even concerned about agribusiness?
First of all, if you look at the trajectory of where we're heading when it comes to upbringing of these young children, you realize that we have a lot of unemployment, which is based on how we brought up these children and what they've studied in school. So we've come up with a concept that as much as we are doing school work, they go for classes, during their holidays, they can come and learn how to rear chicken, how to grow vegetables, how to do these things that look simple, but they actually, because I personally am a vegetarian, and I did in production of greens.
Oh, okay.
I
thought a vegetarian in terms of diet.
No.
In terms of business.
Yeah, so we train you to do what you have passion in. Like if you are a vegetarian, automatically it will be easier for you to go into the green section. If you are a person who loves chicken, you go into the chicken section.
So you do not dictate for the child that all of you must do this.
Exactly.
It is out of passion, what they prefer doing.
Exactly.
Oh, please go ahead. That
so we want to bring them in at an early stage, which we didn't get ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's why we've suffered to reach where we are. Because we didn't have these backgrounds in agriculture. And as you can see, recently they've showed that coffee is doing very well on the world market. I didn't grow up in a coffee family. I didn't know anything about coffee, but right now I know everything because we've gone ahead and did these studies. But now for these young children, we want to bring them in at an early stage. So after school, during the holidays, you can do anything that you're interested in when it comes to agri, and it is fun. So we're having a boot camp with TIG, as she told you, and it's going to be exciting. So we're working on the concepts of everything, and the parents will love this.
For that specific department of ICT and agribusiness, what ages are we looking at?
We are looking at, we have also what they call we have some solar technology at the farm.
Solar?
Yes.
Already?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We have solar technology. We have some apps that are going to be giving you real-time data when it comes to how many cereals, what type of cereals, what are the prices.
You've developed apps that give you instant feedback whilst I'm researching something about agribusiness?
Yes.
Wow.
So TIG Network is helping us with that, and we are good to go.
So as you integrate ICT, are you going to teach them to move away from the traditional ways of farming to the modern mechanisms of agriculture?
As you are aware that these days, like she said, the Gen Zs, they are so much into digital world. So we want to try and bring the farm onto their apps, so they can be interested in seeing things, but also actualizing them on the farm. Okay. So that's why we're bringing that ICT and agriculture. So just to excite these young people.
Okay, so who came up with the initiative?
The boot camp?
Yes.
It is TIG Network.
It is TIG. Why did you have to decide that the people of agrobusiness should come on board?
To begin with, we are so passionate about young people. I mean, it is TIG Network. We are passionate about young people, and when we were diving through what should be done for the young people, specifically to help them do away with the unemployment or become a better version of themselves, that is one of the options we navigated. But also we did have an interaction with the senior presidential advisor on agribusiness skilling and evaluation, that is Dr. Hilary Musoke. Yes.
Oh, he's already on board.
We did talk to him.
That's interesting.
He's a good one. He's a good one. And from our conversations, we actually realized very many of us, me inclusive, are lagging behind. Yeah, so when he speaks about things like we are exporting cocoa, yet we are importing chocolate, but we have things like cocoa on ground, we have the milk that is necessary. We think then this gap needs to be bridged in a way. That is why we felt like, in as much as the young people think agriculture is like a punishment or it should be the last resort, there is much to it. Okay. The fact that the entire economy of Uganda primarily depends on agriculture is something that we should be acknowledging and embracing. So that is why we thought it would be imperative for us to have a boot camp in that regard.
Interesting and thorough statements there. I like the fact that you mentioned we do import cocoa at a low price. We export cocoa at a low price, and later on abroad they do value addition. They bring chocolate back to us with a very high price. So it is a good initiative there to make sure there is value addition, especially at such a tender age. So tell me about this Code 21 boot camp that is about to happen.
Yeah, so the boot camp that happened was Code 21. This time will surprise you.
Oh, you.
The details will be coming out anytime.
So even the month is not decided as yet?
It is in May.
It is in May.
Yes.
And Katende, because you mentioned about the apps, you're going to be using the internet.
Yes.
Are these kids going to pay a certain fee?
Yeah, they're going to be paying something, but it's going to be really small compared
manageable
to the package we have, because we are excited about this because we have the passion.
Tell me about the package first.
No, the package we have, we have poultry.
Okay.
We have, we're in the fasting period. I don't want to mention.
That is piggery.
Okay, piggery.
Yes.
Yes. We have goat rearing.
Okay.
We have the coffee section. We have like I told you, the vegetarian we go through. So those are some of the sectors we want to begin with.
For the agribusiness side.
Exactly.
Okay, and Halima, for this boot camp, what package should the students out there expect?
Just like my colleague said, because it's going to be a partnership, they should expect to learn. most importantly. Yeah, people will understand. I always say to people that education does not only help us grow our careers, but it also helps us with enlightenment. In this, I mean, if someone in the village goes to school, they are going to understand that even in the dry season, there is what they call irrigation. And when irrigation does happen, you can still proceed with the agriculture, not wait for the rainy season. So these are things that we're going to be teaching people, because believe me, there are people that still believe we have 2 seasons, and once the dry season is here, we're not going to plant. But that is not the case. We have moved away from that. And just like my colleague was explaining, we are getting the technology and AI and the ICT to integrate it into agriculture, and that is going to help us in a way. So in the boot camp, expect that we're also going to teach these people how to integrate this technology that is now ongoing, that you're going to have an app and be in position to know how the markets are running, or manage your farm in a way you don't necessarily have to be there. And we think that then is going to improve, is going to like ease the work of the people, but most importantly, it's going to like increase on the passion for agriculture in the long run.
Earlier on in the show with my colleagues, that's Robert and Julie, we were talking about mental illness, and in Uganda it is rising. And for the kids, adolescents do also suffer from mental health. And from the World Health Organization report in 2021, over 3.8 million adolescents aged 10 to 19 years suffered from mental illnesses. Are you going to incorporate anything like a career guidance or something to help these adolescents or the children to make sure they are okay mentally?
What I have to say is that when we speak about things of mental health, we speak about the untold stories of people. Yeah, what that means is that people are normally silent about things that are affecting them, and that way they get depressed. You see people do things that are suicidal in nature. But what these gatherings do, before we even bring in the facilitators, because just from our last boot camp, you will realize we had people that were speaking to children directly. But before we even go to the people that are speaking to them, this in and of itself is therapy. The fact that you are in position to interact with different people helps you mentally. So this is going to be helping people. But again, we are going to be having experts to come through. And I mean, entertainment is one of the things, research has it, that entertainment is one of the things that helps to reduce on the mental health problems, or people to try to cope up with their mental well-being. So it will be incorporated.
In case I have a child that participated in the previous Code 21 bootcamp and would love to participate in this one too, am I allowed?
Yeah, surely. I mean, that would be amazing. As a matter of fact, we'll be discussing and see how we can, try to bring back these people on board and try to adjust on a few things here and there.
Katende, I'm back to you. You've talked about those apps that will help out the children while they're in the boot camp. Will they be able to use these apps even when they are through with the camp?
No, definitely they are going to have a feel of everything. Okay. Yeah, but more importantly, as much as we have the apps, we want them to be grounded into these the real basics of the sectors that they're interested in. So once they gather that, then the apps are already there. We have very many apps. So
they can use them even when the boot camp is
Definitely. We want to have a team that we can move with for like 10 years. Because we are
when someone listens to agribusiness, one would wonder, my children supposed to come with some requirements like hose, rakes to help them out in the agribusiness section?
Okay, that one we are still working upon it with TIG team, because apparently we have everything at the farm, but of course they have to come with their own boots, apparel. Parents, they want their kids to be equipped with all these gadgets.
Where is the farm located?
That is Buwambo. You know Buwambo?
Buwambo,
that is that is Mperere, then
Okay.
That road that goes to, okay, that is Busuku Masai.
Busuku Masai.
Yes, but when you reach Buambo, you just ask for Ensikola. That is where our Ensikola.
So are you transporting the children? Let this go to Halima. Are you transporting the children? Do you have any organized means, arranged means of transport, or every parent will have to bring the child by themselves to the farm?
Primarily as the organization, because the place is a bit outside of town, we have arrangements of organizing for transport. However, if the parents deem it fit for themselves to transport the children, I mean, some parents would want to come and see where their children are going to be and everything, it is still okay. But for those that cannot access directly, we'll be organizing transport.
You'll be organizing transport if they inform you earlier on?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, and so you say that the ages we are looking at are mainly the young adults or the adolescents?
Primarily young adults.
Young adults.
Yes.
But it will come at a certain fee.
Yeah, it will come at a certain fee, though it will be a manageable one.
It will be a manageable one.
And worth it.
Okay, so who are the rest of the partners that are helping you out with this?
For now, I may not really have an exact answer to that, but we have the National Broadcast on board.
National, of course.
Yeah, we have the National Broadcast on board. We are hoping to reach out to a few people, and hopefully closer to the due month, we'll be giving more information about that.
Okay, so tell me, what, in terms of emotions and requirements, what should a parent offer to their children as they're going back to school? What kind of package should they have?
As they're going back to school, I think you have to equip your children enough to know that they are going to be safe.
Okay.
Why I say that is because sometimes, aside the basics, some requirements are relative, depending on what parent, what school, and everything. But most importantly, if your child, let's say, is going for, because the new curriculum is very practical in nature, be sure that your kids are equipped with safety. Safety, health and safety is very, very important. And I would have this to say that our teachers are our second parents in the world.
Okay.
So when we are entrusting them with our children, be sure to always reach out, be sure to make sure your children are in the right hands, and at the end of the day, we'll be promoting,
as you're giving us your closing remarks.
Okay, I want to say thank you so much to everyone that has been watching us, people that have been following TIG Network Africa. Again, we are always here to revive the glory of family. In a special way, I want to thank the Senior Presidential Advisor. I'm sending shout outs to him because agribusiness, value addition, skilling, that is what the young person of Uganda today loves. And of course, His Excellency the President, for the different initiatives that they have been putting in place to help people in line with agriculture, the entire TIG Network Africa team, and of course the family of the national broadcaster, for always making time for us. We do not take that for granted. Do not forget, TIG Network is always cooking for us, and come May, please come through and we learn, relearn, and learn and better ourselves.
Okay, Alex Katende, your closing remarks in just a few seconds.
I would like to thank UBC, TIG for bringing us on board, and I would like to promise the parents that this is going to be a great experience. I, for one, I never had this in my childhood. I've realized it's so exciting, and then more importantly, you make money out of it. You do agriculture, you sell in the market, you make money. And that's it.
Okay. I was speaking to Ngovi Halima and Alex Katende from the True Inspiration Generation. Please make sure you book your spot early by May so that you can have an experience of one of a lifetime. Coming up, we do have some movies for you, and of course an artist to kind of help you get into the weekend modes. Good morning, Uganda continues. My name is Joanne N. Muronje. Thank you for accompanying us.
Topic of the day on UBC.
One-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
A weekly face-to-face conversation focusing on accountability, inspiration, information, and sensitization of the public from the various sources such as inspirational profiles.
Having disability is not inability.
Every Friday 9 p.m. it's one-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
Don't you see anywhere that you would give a credit in the fight against COVID?
My role as the owner of the country is not to, be preoccupied by giving credit to my servant.
We have said that if we are to talk to General Museveni, there must be certain conditions in place.
Is it true that you paid 5 million shillings to MPs that voted for?
Was brought to you by.
I'll call you every day, yeah yo, baby don't know.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000 or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100*21# and select daily or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Exercise can't be sustained. Eating can't be stopped. It's even harder to lose weight. Come and give it a try. Ginshikang L-carnitine chromium capsules. Plant extract, scientific ratio. Take 3 capsules each time. The active ingredient accelerates fat burning. Eat twice a day. Don't take a detour. Weight loss starts now. Ginshikang L-carnitine with chromium capsules helps you stay in shape. Please follow medical advice when taking this product. For more information, visit our website www.hgo.com or call 0800 335555.
Hello and welcome back to yet another episode of Chilling. Dining was more than food, it was theater during those ages. That is the Greeks and the Romans, and joy at the same time. At Ara, they say, they have taken that timeless philosophy and sprinkled it with their own magic. Ooh. How interesting is that? Because man, imagine food being sprinkled with just a little bit of magic, that tenderness and touch, with their singing chef at the same time.
But now, really, I have organized for you a very great chef special.
Okay.
And of course, I think we shall first start with something very powerful and unique, that is something like starter.
Yes.
In Uganda, we need hotel for our in Uganda, we need tourism for our development.
Our program of poverty eradication is a must. We want everybody to be involved.
Through the parish development model, Ugandans are starting small but impactful projects to improve their livelihoods.
When we give 1 million, we know it's not enough to do many things, but it's a starting point.
I'm a PDM beneficiary, a farmer. Your Excellency, I was given 1 million Uganda shillings from Kobil Kawo PDM Circle. Your Excellency, I got 20 bunches from my small piece of land sold, got 400,000, put in the PDM farm, Your Excellency, in the PDM money, Your Excellency, I bought a cow of 1,400,000.
In 1 year, 100 families in the parish you get. In 5 years, 500 families would have got.
We were the first people to receive money from Nakapriprit. I received $1 million. I rented 4 acres of land and I was able to harvest 14 bags.
So really this 1 million is enabling somebody to start something. Yes, and we don't want to give too much money to one person because we have got very many people to cover.
The parish development model empowers the people, focusing on lifting up the masses and creating opportunities that ensure prosperity for all. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance.
My question is, what is the difference between rental tax and income tax? How comes I'm paying both taxes on my own premises? If you want to have a tin, but you are not making any income from your business, you should take on the obligation to continue filing your nil return.
Commissioner General, to invest in taxation. When people understand taxes and they know the importance of taxes and they know the fair assessment of these taxes they're supposed to pay, I think everybody will embrace taxation.
As banning groupage cargo clearance protects small traders who cannot afford to import full container loads individually and rely on consolidation to remain competitive. Cargo to come in groupage is consolidation, it's legitimate, and we can't ban it. What we have banned or what we have stopped is the use of container leaders. Now, Fiona, the good news I have for you is that among the new tax proposals,
now you can get direct answers. Send your tax-related questions via WhatsApp or SMS to 079. Tune in to UBC News Tonight every Monday and Wednesday for expert insights and clear explanations. Buza Commissioner.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Well done, representing River Nile to the fullest. Frankenstein, reggae for the night. Ooh, 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 I'm in love with what I see. Reggae for the night. Ooh, 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 bring a fisting on me plan every day. Reggae for the night. Ooh, 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 I'm in love with what I see. Reggae for the night. Ooh, 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 bring a fisting on me plan every day. Me a the bad man, chill with the girl Macarena, sipping pon a drink, feeling the river breeze. Wakaire no kuntuni kwenda tuzaide kweso, and we have to take this in the magazine. I see the water come, make the water come, splash it in my face. Hey, you me run, ebufirika, kabamanyi gagatonda. You are my champion, baby. Girl, this love is real. Sit down on me, girl, relocate me, girl, take me wallet. Oh, I jump on me, come here, make me rock it up again. Reggae on the night. Ooh, 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 I'm in love with what I see. Reggae on the night. Ooh, 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 bring a fisting on me plan every day. Reggae on the night. Ooh, 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 I'm in love with what I see. Reggae on the night. Ooh, 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 bring a fisting on me plan every day. This is how we do it, yeah. In the city, to the back now, because to the namune kungule. Boya girl kudigida walu. Obi kwata pula na gebye city. Biansobe da so yangenywera. Eri kuzigiza. Wechimanye bya kukuba pate no kuota nyabula. They love me, they wanna take me far away, run me and hide me, kiss and caress me, but them got no ID. That's why me not do give it up away. Reggae reggae on the night. I'm in love with what I see. Reggae on the night. Me not feel stick but me plan every day. Reggae on the night. I'm in love with what I see. Reggae on the night. Me not feel stick but me plan every day. East African reggae. I'm in love with what I see. Reggae on the night. In a fist stick but me plan every day. This is how we do it, yeah. In the city, tuli bana bakosi, tuli na mune kungule. Boyagala kudigida wano, obikwata mpola nange byesente byansomera so yange nywera. Eri kuzigiza, wekimanye byakukuba pateno kuwota nyabula. The girl them love me, they wanna take me far away, run me and hide me, kiss and caress me, but they got no ID. That's why me not don't give it up away. Reggae on the night, I'm in love with what I see. Reggae on the night, me not feel stick but me plan every day. Reggae on the night, I'm in love with what I see. Reggae on the night.
Reggae on the night. Yeah.
Well done. Representing River Nile to the fullest. Frankenstein. Reggae on the night. I'm in love with what I see. Reggae on the night. Me love is but me plan every day. Reggae on the night. I'm in love with what I see. Reggae on the night. Me love is stick but me plan every day. Me are the bad man, chill with the girl, Macarena. Sipping on a drink, feeling the river breeze. What can you no good?
And we have fit take this in a magazine. I see the water come, make the water come, splash it in my face. Hey, you be right here, Bufirika, kama manyi gakatona. You are a champion, baby. This love is real. Sit down on me, girl, relocate me, girl, take me wale. Oh, I jump on me, come here, make me rock it up again. Reggae on the night. I'm in love with what I see. Reggae on the night. Me not feel stick but me plan every day. Reggae on the night.
I'm in love with what I see. Reggae on the night. Yeah. Me not feel stick but me plan every day.
This is how we do it, yeah. In the city, tuli bana bakosi, tuli na mune kungule. Boyagala kudigida wano, obikwata mpola nange byesente
Reggae vibes ushering us into the weekend. I always tell you, Fridays here on GMU are always special editions. Beautiful reggae vibes, beautiful lyrics, and also beautiful rhythms. I'm here with an artist in studio, and they're going to tell us about their musical journey so that we can get to interact with them, know them better, away from the social media and YouTube likes and comments. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Okay, my name is Joanne, and you?
My name is Sweet Boy Frankenstein.
Sweet Boy Frankenstein.
You don't know.
Why that name? I don't know. Why that name?
Yeah, because I got the sweetest vocals around town. Yeah, I'm a sweet boy.
Who says so? Own confidence, self-esteem, or people do tell you so?
People do tell me that.
Yeah, but it's evident. You sing so beautifully.
Sure.
Your melody is nice.
Sure, thank you.
So, who wrote that song for you?
I write my music.
Okay.
Yeah, I do write my music. Nobody else does it for me.
Okay, and what inspired you to sing reggae, that song?
Reggae, actually, that's my first ever reggae.
Okay.
Actually, the way I came up with that song is quite funny because
Please tell me about the funny bit about.
I was on a border heading to town. I saw a billboard. It had some stuff like reggae on the Nile stuff. Then I was like, oh, this could be a nice song. Reggae on the Nile. This is a nice this is a nice vibe. Okay. So there and then I came up with the vibe. I went to my producer. I told him, you know
what? What's that?
Rico. Rico.
I remember the one who is it with Papa Code?
Yeah,
the Naira Ali producer.
That guy is my official producer. Yeah, sure.
Send greetings to him when you go back.
I'll do that definitely.
Yeah. So are you under Papa Code or?
No, actually his studio is called Panda Records. It's no longer Papa Code.
It's no longer Papa Code.
It's Panda Records.
Panda Records.
So
you rebranded?
Yeah, you rebranded.
Panda Records, no longer Papa Code.
Yeah. Papa Code is there, but I think he decided to come up with his own stuff. So of which he named it Panda Records.
Panda Records.
Yeah, sure.
So tell the viewer out there who is Sweet Boy.
Sweet Boy is an artist in Uganda, born and raised from Kampala, but I mainly come from Mukono. Mukono is my
Mukono, where exactly?
Mukono Chiwanga, Mukono Chiwanga, Namave Chiwanga, Seta, all those are my.
So you're the people who disturb the UCU campusers with music. I believe, are there reggae nights in Mukono?
Yeah. Them day. Yeah.
Okay, I like the sound of that. So what inspired you to start music?
I just felt like I can do it. I just felt within me. I was like, this is what I can do. This is me. Let me do it.
Okay.
So I was like, let me do it.
So Sweet Boy, tell the viewer out there, are you doing it for passion or for money?
It always starts with passion. Passion is first, then later on, since it's a day-to-day thing that you do, you need to find a living out of it. So then, money.
So tell me about your first music attempt. Did you just wake up, go to the studio, or you first talk to some of your colleagues, some of your friends, and they persuaded you to still go to studio?
I used to see the likes of Ziza Bafana in our home yard, Ziza Bafana used to be in Chiwanga, so he used to go and rehearse. Actually, me and my friends, I was still in school, and we came up with an idea. We're like, we can also do this, and we started going for vocal training, and we didn't know what we were doing exactly, but at least that's the fundamental of music. You have to go in.
Not so many upcoming rising stars do go for vocal training. And it's interesting that you decided to. Who prompted you to go for vocal training?
Actually, we just wanted something better. Coming up like as an artist, an upcoming artist, doesn't mean that you should be imperfect in one way or the other. So at least you should at least work on yourself. At least as for someone to see you out there and be like, this guy has a future. At least we can try and give him a chance and listen to him.
So as for now, how long have you been in the music industry?
For quite long, since way back when I was in school.
I mean professionally to begin as a recording artist.
3 years ago.
3 years ago?
Yeah.
That's not quite a lot.
Yeah, sure.
So what is one of your memories when you started music that you can tell me about? It could be funny or a bad one.
Yeah, sure. This thing, I told you about vocal training stuff.
Yeah.
So you go deep in the bush, you start making like noise, like trying to make sure at least your vocal align well. You make some noise.
You go to the forest and the hills.
And shout. You start shouting seriously. So people be like, you know what? These guys are running crazy. At times they brought us police, so we had to take off that moment.
I am imagining, and the codes disappeared at that at the scene of the police. Okay, let's get into some performances by Sweet Boy. Good morning, Uganda.
Frankenstein, missing for me, girl, let me say that, Tumira mukwano gwange, ninayo muya basinga, wange asinga, lady, kubanga kubisa chiboko, amazimono mwana mbuko, namva mubirodo, let me tell you, nalonda yo abasinga, wange asinga, kamwe kumire, will you marry me? Let me tell you, marry me, don't the ganga, will you marry me? Don't they kanga? Oh, baby. Nesimye okubeera nawe nesimye amazima omukwano gwo gw'amaanyi nange nesimye lady mikwano gyo ne gyange bambi gyetuninze omukolo leeta wakabe sunze mama ekimere gwe nkubisanga kubisa kibuuko amazima ono mwana mbuuko tanva mu birooto let me tell you nalondayo nze nalondayo abasinga owange asinga mama kamwekumire will you marry me? Let me tell you, will you marry me? Don't the ganga, will you marry me? Baby, will you marry me? Marry me, don't the ganga. Oh, baby. Love, love, njagala kuwasa, whoa, kuteke wangai. Marry me, wafi marry you. Marry me, baby girl, I wafi marry you. Marry me, wafi marry you. Marry me, baby girl, I wafi marry you. Njagala kukuwa, head is muchila. Head the master, ya somesa kuva manila. Yo, me girl is sugar. Tell them what I kida. Will you marry me? Yeah. Let me tell you, marry me, yeah, don't the ganga. Will you marry me? Yeah. Will you marry me? Will you marry me? Oh, will you marry me? Yeah, yeah, sure. Will you marry me?
Mukono seta mweno
Jinjalo
Lero katuwaluga benasana Bajia chibuya
Let me tell you Laba wefanana Ntukula nyone ya gasa One gomba, one swatashe Va mukono Laba wefanana Ntukula nyone gombesa One gomba, one swatashe Va mukono Oh my God I love this city Jesula Ewali anti nage Senga jaja nemikwano Oh my God I love this city Jesula Ewali anti nage Senga sister nemikwano Oh Ojola bi Jesula Kangu twali ku Jesula Sula mukono Mama Chironda gijusula Kangu twali kujusula Sula mukono Akala matendo Benga site Tewakula Hausa family Gaunye Kali empire nange jempoa Webusibene mukono twetala Ena suti twetala Wantoniela twetala Abeseta mukabonge komwe Hey, fena twetale Ngesi ona yetala Kama masanyu Ene chagwe twetala I love this city Jensula Ewali anti nange Senga jaja nemikwano Oh my God I love this city Ewali anti nange Senga sister nemikwano Well then Ojola be Jensula Kangu twali ku Jensula Sula mukono Mama Chironda gijosula Kangu twali ku Jensula Sula mukono Akala matendo Mukono Ze jenkasiba Jenkubira faibu mama When me tell them Akaluki wafe mukono Sure Sichana vipi, mambo vipi Nakupenda sana my baby Styling vipi, uko fitting yeah. Unavyo listen to them beating yeah. Unasema unataka vitu vitamu Dansori di mutamu Nakupenda you know Unapindiza Oh baby Shiba Let me tell you I dey love you Shiba Shiba yeah. Oh baby Shiba oh katulye babiri ekyegulo njagala tulye ekyegulo wowo ŋŋamba by'oŋŋamba bw'owulira mpulire nange bw'owulira ebikuluma shiba binuma walayi shiba binuma njagala omuziki gw'okuba mama nyumirwa nze byokola bwembeeyo n'otulose baka nebuuza bukyadde kusisinkane it is a happy day bwenkulaba it's a birthday gira tugende ku holiday mind you my landlady happy day bwenkulaba it's a birthday gira tugende ku holiday mind you my landlady oh baby Shiba Shiba oh yeah I love you Shiba 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 yeah oh baby Shiba 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 oh katulye babiri ekyegulo njagala tulye ekyegulo wowo bw'owulira mpulire nange bw'owulira ebikuluma shiba binuma walayi shiba binuma Shiba wanta bulubungu Shiba wankona disco Shiba wanda lula nono Shiba musichana vipi mambo vipi nakupenda sana mabibi styling vipi uko fitting yeah unavyo listen to them beating yeah unasema unataka vitu vitamu dansa rhythm tamu nakupenda you know unapendeza oh baby Shiba Shiba, oh, I love you, Shiba, Shiba, oh yeah, yeah. Oh baby, Shiba, 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 oh, katulye babiri ekyegulo, njagala tulye ekyegulo, wo, wo. It is a happy day, bwenkulaba it's a birthday. Gira tugende ku holiday, mind you, my landlady. Happy day. When kulaba is a birthday, you know say sweet boy, yo musiana vipi, mambo vipi, nakupenda sana my baby, styling vipi, uko fitting yeah, unavyo listen to them beating yeah, unasema unataka vitu vitamu, dance rhythm tamu, nakupenda you know, unapendeza you know, baby Shiba, Shiba, Shiba. Yeah. I love you Shiba, Shiba, Shiba. Yeah. Oh baby Shiba, Shiba, Shiba. Katulye babiri ekyegulo, njagala tulye ekyegulo, wo, wo. Ŋŋamba by'oŋŋamba bw'owulira, mpulire nange bw'owulira, ebikuluma Shiba binuma walayi, Shiba binuma. Njagala omuziki gw'okuba, mama nyumirwa nze byokola, bwembeeyo n'otulose baka, nebuuza bukyaddi kusisinkane. Happy day, bwenkulaba it's a birthday, gira tugende ku holiday, mind you my landlady. Yeah. Happy day, bwenkulaba it's a birthday, gira tugende ku holiday, mind you my landlady. Shiba.
Shiba. Beautiful. Which Shiba are we talking about?
Shiba Karunji.
So you told her in Luganda. She didn't listen. Even in English, she resorted to Swahili.
Then Swahili.
I can hear you. Marry me. Why did you sing that song?
Marry me. It's an idea that came with my mind.
Oh, okay.
I was in Kenya in a certain studio, a friend of mine. Then I sat on his PC. I started creating the beat slowly. Then that idea came to my mind.
Okay.
Sing about Marry Me. So I sang about it.
And Nsula Mukono sounds like a collaboration.
Yeah.
With who?
With Fiki Tattoo. There is a guy called Fiki Tattoo in Mukono. Big up on yourself.
Did everyone write their own verses?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So tell me about your social media handles in case someone out there wants your music as we close.
Okay. Thank you so much for this big opportunity. On TikTok, first foremost, you just search for Sweet Boy TV. It's very easy. Sweet Boy TV. It's on TikTok. Then other streaming stores, Sweet Boy Frankenstein, as you see on the screen. And on YouTube, it's Sweet Boy Frankenstein, just like that.
Okay, thank you for coming through. Wish you the best in your musical journey.
Sure.
You were watching Good Morning Uganda Friday special edition. To the technical and production team, you're amazing. Yes, we shall meet on Monday with Julie F. Nantaba and Robert. Well, my name is Joanne N. Murungi. Have yourselves a very fantastic weekend.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Exercise can't be sustained. Eating can't be stopped. It's even harder to lose weight. Come and give it a try. Genshikang L-carnitine chromium capsules. Plant extract, scientific ratio. Take 3 capsules each time. The active ingredient accelerates fat burning, eat twice a day, don't take a detour. Weight loss starts now. Genshikang L-carnitine with chromium capsules helps you stay in shape. Please follow medical advice when taking this product. For more information, visit our website www.hgo.com or call 0800 335555.
Pick of the day on UBC.
One-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
A weekly face-to-face conversation focusing on accountability, inspiration, information, and sensitization of the public from the various sources such as inspirational profiles.
Having a disability is not inability.
Every Friday 9 p.m. it's one-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
Don't you see anywhere that you would give a credit in the fight against COVID?
My role as the owner of the country is not to,